we will go ahead and get things started. I know there's probably still several ladies who are going to hop on. So I'm going to keep you guys muted tonight since this is more of a training. And if you have questions, just drop them in the comment box below. And we'll kind of dive into questions towards the end. But I am super excited about tonight to share with you guys kind of the onboarding process of how I am currently onboarding new coaches. So kind of a quick background story just on how I've onboarded coaches and the progression of that. So over the years, I have tried everything. I have done monthly trainings. I have done e-learning courses online where it's self-paced. I've done Facebook groups where there's a daily post. I have done, tons and tons of calls with coaches. So I've really tried pretty much every different process that you could try in order to kind of land on what we think is really the best approach for us in onboarding new coaches. And that is to really keep it pretty simple for people and to not overwhelm them with too much information, but to really give them everything that they need to just start. And so back in December, I really just felt the Lord was just pruning some things in my own life, both spiritually, mentally, physically, every area of my life, but in particular, my business. And the thing that he just kept telling me was, Caroline, don't overdo it. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple. And so we really spent some time in December revamping it. Brian and myself just kind of talking through what that would look like and basically just broke it down to the simplest tools that we could. And that's really seemed to work the best. And so what I'm going to be talking about tonight is basically how I onboard coaches and the process that I take them through. So I know that a lot of you guys are not personally sponsored coaches of mine. You're a coach's coach or a grandchild in the business. So your upline may have onboarded you just a little bit differently. Things have changed since I onboarded them. And so that's kind of why I wanted to do tonight's call, is just to say, this is what I am doing. People can take it or leave it. They can do what they think is best. But I'm sharing all this information so that then hopefully your uplines, anyone in our downline can just take some of the tools and resources and the ways that I'm doing it, hopefully duplicate it in their own business. I have seen more success this year with success starters than ever before. I've had four coaches who have hit Success Club their first 3 months as coaches and gotten the free ticket to Summit as success starters. And Shay's on her last month of it right now. So at Success Club 4, right? Almost there. One more. Which is huge. So for those of you who are like, what's Success Starters? So it's basically where your first 3 months of being a coach, you hit Success Club. The reason Success Starters is so awesome is that you get a free ticket to Summit for the next year, which is huge. It's like a $250 ticket. And then also it's just that jump start in your business. So typically, not always, because I wasn't a success starter, right? But like success starters tend to be the people who do see the quickest growth in their business and see that their investment paid back quicker and see that kind of continued growth. And so that's kind of a measure that things that you're doing in your business is working when you have lots of success starters, because clearly they have the tools they need to get started quickly and start helping people. And so we're just going to dive into things tonight. So what I'm going to first walk you guys through is my my onboarding process that I now have, which is basically, I actually put this together just a few weeks ago. So part of my job in my full-time position is I do a lot of training of people in my position around the country. And so they'll come to town and I'll onboard them and teach them what I do in my job. And we have a similar process in terms of like a Google tracker that we use just to make sure that we cover off on everything. So what I did was I created, and this is all going to be in our shared Google Drive folder. So if you guys want access to any of these tools that we talk about tonight, it's all going to be there. And I'll put the link to that in the comment section of the video when I post it for you guys. So I created this a few weeks back. This is one I started with Shay. I don't even know that we've actually completed it, Shay. But essentially, this is the process for onboarding a new coach. I've been doing these things since January, but I realized that in order for my coaches, aka you guys, to be able to do this with your coaches, you needed to have it typed out. You needed to have a plan. I've been a coach for 5 years, so sometimes I get on the calls with people and I already know exactly what I want to say. I don't even have to have it written down. But for people who are new, for people who maybe that's just not how their brain works, I wanted to put this together. And so basically, what you'll see here is the first process for every coach that comes onto my team is that new coach Google form. This is going to teach them the basics of Beachbody, the basics of the things they need to know coming right out of the gate. This is going to teach them about all the things that you probably don't want to have to go into as far as compensation and, Success Club and all of these little nitty-gritty details when our team call is, just all the things for them to kind of do. So my first thing, as soon as someone signs up, send them that link to sign up. I say, hey, as soon as you sign up, let me know. I'll send you the link to the Google form. They go on, they fill out this Google form. To be honest with you, I'm watching to see how long it takes people to do this. If it's taking them more than like 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 days, honestly, I kind of am already thinking, I don't know if this girl's going to pan out. Just because if they can't make it a huge priority to get this thing done and knocked out, and they're not super excited coming out of the gate to the point where they want to do it in like 24 hours, then it's kind of like, I don't know, like if they're going to have the time to put into this. Because in the beginning, people are really excited. And a lot of times they come out of the gate hot and heavy. And what happens is that they tend to start to taper off over time. So if they're already coming into the business and they're not excited enough to get this thing done pretty quickly, it's just something to keep in mind. Obviously, I never write anyone off, but it's just kind of something to keep in the back of my head. So once they complete that, it'll tell them at the end of that they have completed it, and to text me. So once they text me, I kind of I make one of these onboarding plans for every new coach I bring onto my team. So I'll mark when they completed it, and then I try to set up a getting started right call with them. Really try to within 48 hours. Again, when you start as a new coach, you're going to come in really excited. You just learned all this information. The more that your coach puts you off and doesn't have the time to hop on a call with you, kind of the quicker you start to lose the steam and the excitement of the business. And so it's really important as coaches that we're hopping on the phone with these new coaches as soon as we possibly can. Now, obviously life happens. I'll be the first to tell you life is busy right now. So it's been difficult for me to get those in 48 hours. And, especially if someone does it on a Thursday or Friday, like a Friday night, it's going to be hard to get in over the weekend. But I just say make that a goal and try to get that set up. So on that getting started right call, these are the things that I'm going to go over with this person. So first I'm going to ask them how the Google form made them feel. What emotions did they have after working through it? Did they have any initial questions based on the Google form? And I always kind of will put notes over here as well. But always just listening to what they have to say. Did they feel overwhelmed? This is going to help you get to know their personality. If they're like, oh my goodness, that thing was so overwhelming, or, it was a lot. It was a lot of information, but it was good. And I feel like I learned a lot from it. Then that's a good sign, right? But if they're like, oh, that was the most overwhelming thing I've ever done in my entire life. It's like, oh no, okay, well, notes to self, right? This is going to help you know how you can better help them, because automatically you're thinking, okay, there's someone who gets overwhelmed a lot. I probably don't need to give them too much information at one time. Just really listening to what they say, so that way you can kind of know how to help them. The next thing on this call is to work through the back end answers to the questions. So I go through and I just have 4 that I particularly pick out. So their health and fitness journey. So tell me a little bit about that. What's their greatest weakness? Because this is really going to help you get to know them. What excites them the most about becoming a coach, and what makes them the most nervous. And then number 4, how much time can they dedicate to the business? This is really, really important questions to work through, because this is going to help you, again, get to know them better. And then I come over here and I put notes in on kind of what they say. Next thing is to ask about their why. Why did they become a coach? And then I always remind them to be sure to write this down somewhere and hang it somewhere like in their office, because this is going to be what motivates them on the days that they want to give up. Because I don't care who you are, what you do, how successful you are in this business, you will have days that you want to give up. You will have days that you're like, hey, I wonder what it would be like if I just walked away. And so you have to know your why. It has to be bigger than even just income. It has to be bigger than just you. It's got to be, you've got to really dream big with it, and you've got to have this deep core why of like what's making you show up every day. And that will be the thing that makes you push through when you want to give up. For me, for a long, long time, my why was to be able to stay home with my kids and to be able to leave my corporate job. And like that's going to be coming to fruition soon. And so, you know, for me, that was what got me through. When there was days that I wanted to give up, when I was getting a lot of no's, I said to myself, Caroline, what is more important? This girl on Instagram telling you no, or getting to be home with your kids and have your own flexible schedule? That was enough to make me push through whenever I felt frustrated, or like, you know, these people all think I'm weird, or, you know, whatever. Like that why was what pushed me through whenever I wanted to give up. And so you've got to help your coach identify what their why is. The next thing is to walk them through the new coach training PowerPoint, which we're going to walk through in just a second. So I walk with them through this. Actually, let's just go ahead and walk through it, because let's just pretend we're kind of doing one of those calls right now. So let me just walk you guys through it. So I uploaded this the other day into our team page. And so if you haven't seen it, it is there. But I updated it a little bit and posted it just the other day. Let me just see here. I've only got like a million different updated versions of this thing. So I'm just trying to make sure I pull up the right one for you guys. Okay. So I'm going to stop my share, and I'm going to share the PowerPoint with you guys. So this is the PowerPoint that I am walking new coaches through on that Getting Started Right call. So typically this Getting Started Right call that I'm doing with people, that first phone call, and, you know, it's a little bit of a longer call. So I typically set aside about 45 minutes for these calls, just because I really want to make sure I cover all the information and leave plenty of room for like questions or thoughts, and just to get to know them. Okay, so this is the PowerPoint I'll walk them through. So first thing I do is talk to them about our team vision statement. This is really, really important for them to know. And obviously at this point, like I've already had a call with them about coaching. So we've talked about a lot of these things, but this is really the first chance that they're seeing our mission statement. So our mission statement, the Fit for Us Glory Sisters goal, is to lead women to live strong and healthy lives to the glory of God. We do this by providing biblically based health and business training with the goal of helping people help people. So this is really important that they align with our mission. You want to make sure that they understand. A big thing for me out of this mission statement is that we do what we said we were going to do. So we lead women to live strong and healthy lives for the glory of God. We're out front, right? We're leading them. And so it's really important that, you know, if you're a coach on this team, that if you bring coaches underneath of you, if you bring challengers into your challenge groups, that you do what you said you were going to do. You lead them with integrity, ultimately pointing them to the Lord, right? And so we do this by providing biblically based health and business training. Obviously, at the end of the day, everyone's going to do the business a little bit different. Some of you guys may have devotionals in your challenge group. Some of you may not. That's okay. But I think we need to make sure that that's always front and center. Obviously, all of our trainings are very biblically based, as well as the Holy Hustle Academy. So that's really, really important to me. And we are helping people help people. And so we want to help women, but then we want to equip them with the tools to go help other women. And so that's really important that we just encompass all of this when we're chatting with ladies or getting them on board, because we want them to be behind our mission statement. That's what sets us apart as a team. And I really believe that that's what God's called us to do here within Beachbody. So first things first, The most important job you have as a coach is to work on you, period. You cannot lead people if you do not know how to take care of yourself. It's kind of like when you're in a Bible study group. Like, you're not going to show up to the Bible study that you're the leader of and not do the homework, right? Like, you're going to make sure you get that homework done because you're like, hey, I'm leading other women. These other women are coming alongside me. They're coming behind me. They're going to be here at this small group. I can't show up as the leader and not have done my homework, right? Like, or whatever it is, whatever, insert whatever example you want. But I use that example a lot because if you are going to lead people, you have to be showing up yourself. The coaches that I see fall off the bandwagon the quickest, 99% of the time, it's because they were not being a product of the product themselves. They were not working on themselves. They were not bettering themselves. They were not working through some of the issues that they had. If we're not constantly becoming better every day, how are we going to help other people become better? And so make sure that as a coach, you're plugging into your uplines challenge groups if you need it. Don't forget that, like, we're here to support you guys too, but you may just have to ask for help because we may not know that you need it. So that's really, really important that you just kind of remember that, is that you've got to be working on you, number one. Then the next thing is obviously, so get to know the products. We talked about this on the call that I did about volume and just kind of our mission going forward, but it's really important that you guys know the products. In my full-time job, I manage product experts who are college students that walk around and give out free samples, and they have to literally know everything about every single product that we have. They have to know the ingredients. They have to be able to answer anyone's questions. These are college students that we train. And so you need to be that same kind of product expert for Beachbody products. Do you know what we sell? Have you gotten on the website and just literally spent an hour one day and explored what we have to offer? Do you know the difference between the Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset? Do you know the difference between Energize and Hydrate? Do you know the difference between a protein shake and Shakeology? Like, you need to know these products backwards and forwards. And if you need to, make your personal development every day watching a video about one of them. Like, get to know the creators. Darren O'Lean, he created Shakeology. He has an amazing book called Super Life. He is a superfood hunter. And if you've ever questioned Shakeology, read his book and you'll be like, oh, like, I'm never questioning this product again, because it's an incredible book. And it's really just about him and his journey and his story. But like, he has a ton of other products outside of Shakeology, have nothing to do with Beachbody, that are just like incredible. And he trains like pro surfers and lives in Hawaii and eats off the ground. And like, when you get to know him, it helps you so much better understand the product. And so you need to be that kind of product expert. Use your personal development time to get to know what's in our products, our ingredients. What is it? Like, where are they found? Like, I mean, think about the people who work for oil companies. Like, I'm all about some oils. I literally just put Joy on right before I got on here. But if you talk to them, they are so passionate about their products. They know where they're from. They know where all these different things are derived from. And I guess it depends on who you talk to, but like, they know their products. We need to know our products. And then we need to love our products. I'm not saying you got to love everything. Like, if you don't like Autumn, that's fine. If you don't like Jericho, that's fine. But find the people you love. Find the products you love. I recently put together a challenge pack, or an option, a graphic that was made up of the things that I love. And it's called My Favorite Things. And it's literally like a challenge pack with Shakeology and then Hydrate and Energize. Those are the things I use every day. I don't drink Recover every day. Like, do I sometimes? Yes, but not every day. I think maybe once I've had like the night protein right before bed. Like, so it's okay. You don't have to love all the products. You don't have to use everything. You don't have to be a Beachbody robot. But figure out what you love and stick to those products. Share those products. Like, again, you don't have to be a Beachbody robot who loves everything. People probably won't trust you if you pretend that you love every single product that Beachbody ever made. But focus on the things that you really, really love. Tell people about the products and lifestyle. So first you get to know the products and you love the products, and then you just want to share them with other people. It's kind of like I don't know about you guys, but when I find like a pair of yoga pants, especially as a pregnant mama, let's be real, when I find like something that fits me correctly, workout gear wise, like I want to share it with my other prego friends. Like, hey girl, I just want to tell you, like, American Eagle's yoga pants, they fit over your belly really, really well. Or, you know, I just found these for $10 on sale or whatever. Like, when I find really good deals or I find cool things, I want to share it with my friends. I don't know if you guys have dirt cheap, but I love me some dirt cheap. And when I find a good deal there, I want to share it with everybody. And so you are sharing these products like how you share those things. So, you know, when we have a good sale, share it with your friends. Like, a lot of people don't even know this, but when you create a challenge pack for someone or share a cart for someone with a challenge pack in it, if you add Hydrate or Energize, it makes Energize like $35 compared to $50 of what it would be, because they have deals for adding things on. So share those things with people. Be like, girl, I know you're getting the challenge pack and you really want Shakeology, but Energize is a game changer and you can literally get it for $25 off, cheaper than I can get it for. Like, share that stuff with people and don't be afraid, because if you really love it, then why not share it? Number 4, help people change their life with the product. So help them get the results. Do what you said you were going to do. Nothing drives me more crazy than when a coach signs up, gets some challengers, and then says, life's overwhelming, I have to quit. No. You signed those people up. You told them you were going to help them get results. You told them that they were going to have Beachbody On Demand for an entire year and you were going to be their coach, and now you're quitting a month in. No, do what you said you're going to do. We are women of integrity. We are women who are representing Jesus Christ. And so we should be giving our best. We should do what we said we were going to do. We should help these people actually change their life with the products and not just sell them something and then be gone. Number 5, tell those people they can help other people change their life with the products. So once people start to get results, they're going to want to jump in too. Once they see that these products really can change your life, they're going to want to join you. I mean, there are so many coaches on this team who, I mean, Erin, Anna Bay, I mean, they've lost 40, 50 pounds, like if not more, maybe 60. And they were all challengers who decided that they wanted to become coaches because they had to share, they had to share their journey. Erin was on her journey when she became a coach, but like, you know, she kept, the thing that kept her going was back to the most important job, and that was working on her. And that attracts people. People see the change that's happening. It doesn't have to even be physical. If you're like, hey, I signed up and I'm already in great shape, it could be a million other things. It could just be the joy that this business gives you. It could be how God's using you in this business. Share those stories. But again, you must help yourself before you help others. That is why it's so important that I wake up every day and I get my workout done. There's days I don't want to, especially as a pregnant person. Like, I'm like, pregnant mom, I'm like, some days I just want to sleep in. But guess what? I show up because I cannot tell you how many people message me and say, I didn't want to work out today, but I saw you do your workout and you're pregnant. So I said, I got to do my workout because girl is pregnant and she's up at 5 a.m. Y'all, I don't just do that because I want to sometimes. I do it because there's people watching. And if I can inspire them, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up. I'm going to push past my excuses. I'm going to push past being tired or whatever, and show up to help other people. Use your resources. Coach Online Office, team page, Coach FAQ, YouTube, and Google. Like, there are so many incredible resources out there. I actually had a call with a girl today who was wanting to switch to our team, and I told her, I was like, you know, I'm sorry, like, you'd have to cancel for 6 months and re-sign up. And she was like, well, I just don't have a lot of support from my upline. No excuse. I didn't have a lot of support either. Like, my coach, my upline is amazing, but like, she was, you know, kind of she was kind of phasing out whenever I signed up as a coach. And so I didn't have a ton of resources. The stuff I did have was super outdated. So guess what I did? I got on YouTube, I got on Google, and I just researched everything. I mean, team calls are everywhere. I put these team calls up every week. So if there's a coach out there who doesn't have a team, who's looking for trainings, they could just watch all my videos. Like, there's so many things out there. There is absolutely no excuse to not be successful at this. There's plenty of resources. And so use them in the team page, our team Facebook page. There's a little search bar to the left. Type in whatever question you have, and I guarantee you something will come up. We also have the National Wake Up Call, which is at 10 a.m. every Monday, and then team calls every Monday night. So there's plenty of resources. So then you're going to dive into the 4 vital behaviors. So these 4 vital behaviors, every year they are updated. And these are based off of things that come from top coaches. So basically what happens is Beachbody has kind of a pool of people who sit on a board who are very successful in the business, and they say, what do you do every day? What are the things that you're doing that move your business forward? And these are the 4 things. I'm not going to dive into them with you guys tonight, but you should dive into them with your coaches because it is very, very important. Tell them, and I'm telling you guys right now, do not do anything else in the business besides these 4 things. And then once you have these 4 things done, if you still have oodles of time, just do these 4 things over and over again. Again, I cannot tell you how many coaches come on and say, well, I have to have a website. Oh, I have to have XYZ. I have to have 10,000 followers. I have to have, all of these shiny things. You do not need shiny things. You need to just do the basics over and over and over again. I'm not here today because I have anything quote unquote special to offer anyone. I am just consistent. Have I gotten better with my words? Absolutely. Have I gotten better with the shiny things? Absolutely. Have I gotten better with my invites? Absolutely. But I've been in here for 5 years, guys. I started at 0 followers just like you did, but I showed up every day and I did these 4 things. And so these are the vital behaviors that it really takes to be a successful coach. We'll go into those a little bit more with the tracker as well. Okay, so your first goal as a new coach should be to help 3 people get started with a program. So this is something that I started this year. It used to freak me out to tell coach this because I thought, well, I just want to ease her into things. Like, I don't want her to get scared and run away. But if someone gets scared by the fact that you're challenging them with a challenge at the very beginning, if they feel like they need all the information, this may not be the right avenue for them anyway. So I've had coaches who have quit, who have thought it was too much. But guess what? That's okay because maybe this just wasn't the right fit for them. So my first goal for every single person is just for them to help 3 people get started with a program in Shakeology/Performance Line, aka Challenge Pack. So that's my first goal for them. We'll go into that in just a second of like, well, what if you can't get them to sign up for the Challenge Pack? We'll talk about that in just a second. But the reason is that I really want for these new coaches to hit success starters. If they can sell 3 challenge packs each month, that would be Success Club. So, if they sold 3 challenge packs their first month, they would hit Success Club, second month, Success Club, third month, Success Club. And this would get them that free ticket. Start with your friends and family. Like, this is one thing I didn't do and I really wish I would have. Because I'm telling you right now, the longer you stay in this thing, it almost is like, if you don't ask your friends and family, they're almost like, well, does she not want us to be a part of it? Like, why? What's she keeping from us? Like, is there a secret? Like, is she doing something she shouldn't? And if you will just tell them what you're doing and be confident in them, and like, and this is what I tell coaches to do. I say, hey, just tell your friend, like, hey, I decided I wanted to become a coach. I'm really, really excited about it. I've already gotten amazing results. Like, I really want to help other people. Would you be interested in being my first challenger? Because here's the thing. Your best marketing tool is number 1, you, and number 2, your first challenger. So if you can get these first 3 people into your challenge group in the first month, then it's going to be a game changer for your business. So how do you hit Success Club? First off, you need to commit to a challenge group start date. What I do with my coaches is I tell them that they can up to 3 months into the business, they can run a challenge group with me. So they can join me and we can run a challenge group together. That way that they have everything super easy. I tell them they don't even have to post in it the first month. I will do all the posts. They just need to bring their 3 people. I'll plug their 3 people into my challenge group. And then when they're ready, they can, do their own boot camp or team up with other coaches and do their own. So they can either host their own, add people to mine, or host their own group. And I'll kind of dive into the things I give them to in just a second. So how do you have your first invites? So first you want to become a conversation expert. So I always go in and tag them in the video that Courtney Foster did a few weeks ago. That's a really, really good one on just building relationships on Instagram. But your goal is to connect with 3 new people a day or 20 new people a week. You're not reaching out to close them, so not necessarily to sell something. You're reaching out to open the door. Be brief, be excited, and every message with a CTA, so a call to action. Find their need before you try and fix their need. So ask a lot of questions. So one thing that I've started doing recently is messaging people and saying, if we've never talked before, but I see that they're like, maybe they voted on my poll or they're watching my stories, I'll message them and be like, hey, Emily, my name's Caroline. I saw that you've been watching my stories. I don't think we've met before, but I wanted to say hello. I would love to hear a little bit about you. And that's kind of how I start the conversation. And then they typically respond, and we just have a really good conversation going back and forth. And so, try and figure out what their need is, where they are in life, and what's holding them back. Recognize and welcome objections is a part of the process. So honestly, I try to think about objections people are going to have before they even say them. Like, I really try to think about it, and then kind of like twist it in there somehow, so that way that they don't even have to worry about it and we can just dive into it. Use scripts in the team Google Drive. We'll talk about that in a second. Don't be afraid of the cost. It's an amazing value. Don't send them your link right away. Figure out what's best for them, and then you'll create a share cart for them. Don't show up and throw up. So don't tell them all the information all at once. Give it to them a little over time, and then follow up forever. Follow up, like the key is the follow up. Most people might read an email and then like forget to reply on their phone. So you've got to make sure you're following up. That's why when you fill out a form with me, I always ask for your Instagram name and your Facebook link, because I will, if I don't hear back from you on a second follow-up via email, I'll send an Instagram message and just say, hey, Emily, I just wanted to check in and make sure you got my email. Did you have any questions? So that's why I do that. So just make sure you're following up with people. I say follow up with people up to 4 times because it really is a big difference. All right, so let's say that you can't get them to commit to a challenge pack. That's okay. Meet people where they are. Yes, should your goal be to still hit 3 challenge packs that month? Absolutely. But if you're talking to someone and they say they just can't do a challenge pack, meet them where they are. Think, how can I help this person, instead of, oh, I've got to get them to buy a challenge pack. We have hundreds of products. Know what they are so you can give that person the best option for them. Maybe it's better for them to have Beachbody On Demand Quarterly and a tub of Energize. Like, that's still a great sell. Like, don't write off those people. Make sure that you do help them get the products that they need. So if you can't sell 3 challenge packs your first few months, focus on helping 5 new people a month. So whether that's a month of Shakeology, quarterly bod, nutrition kit. So if you're like, I just can't get people to buy the challenge pack, obviously that's the goal. But, make sure that you at least are connecting them with something. So how will this help you build your income? So with the 5 new people a month. So you can see here exactly like the different products that we do have. This is actually on our team page. So if you want to find this, just go to our team page. It's all on here. But basically, you'll see on here the retail price, the coach price, the PV, the TV, and the commission. So this is how you can really know what you're going to make. So let's say that your goal is that you really need to be making at least what you're investing into the business back the first month. So this will give you a good idea of what all you need to sell in order to get your money back. So this is just a Google sheet. And again, it's on our team page. So if you'll just search that, it'll show up. But this is a good way for you to help your coaches. If your coach comes in and is like, I need to get my challenge pack money back ASAP, then y'all can really build out a plan to get them there. Focus on growing your team volume. So in order to take advantage of this, you do have to be an enrolled coach and have either your spouse, child, or parent signed up to take advantage of this. But basically, you would sign your spouse up and put them underneath of one of your legs, and then sign another coach up, maybe a discount coach on the other leg, and send all of your orders through your spouse or child's account to help you make more money. And that's really what you want to talk to them about. In order for them to do that, though, they have to hit Emerald. So being Emerald, which basically means they have one coach on each leg, their left and their right. So that's going to help them achieve Emerald. So really, your first goals for them are for them to start hitting Success Club. And then second goal is hit Emerald. Obviously, I mean, there's coaches who sign up and then within a week they're Emerald. So this isn't something that should necessarily have to take a super long time. So with that, the quarterly bod coach. So just to give you guys an idea about like how much you can make from, you know, kind of focusing on this route as opposed to the challenge pack route. So let's say that every month you help 10 new people just sign up for a quarterly bod membership. So that's $39 for 3 months. If you help 10 people your first month, you would make $155. This is all the compound effect. So you'd make $155. Month 4, you'd make $311 because it's compounding on itself. Month 7, you would make $466. Month 10, you'd be making $622, and by month 16, you'd be making $933. So this just gives you an idea of how that's going to compound if each month you were focused on helping 10 new people. Obviously, 10 people is a lot of people to get on quarterly bod, but if you're having trouble selling challenge packs, this is another way that you can make money selling those Beachbody on-demand quarterly packages. So share your journey on social media. Yes, you are a coach, but that's not all that you are. Share all the different aspects of your life. So you guys can see here, this is from Christmas time, but you know, Patrice is sharing her kids, making gingerbread houses and her family and all these different aspects of her life, a recipe. Same thing with me. I mean, half of my pictures are not even fitness related. So share those different aspects of your life and kind of what make you you. All right, so systems for success. So Beachbody has tons of systems. This is the business activity tracker. This is essentially the 4 vital behaviors broken down into a daily checklist. So this is really important that you get your coaches set up with this so they can start doing these things every day. And even if you're like, oh, well, you know, they just started, this is going to be overwhelming. It's not. Just tell them to do the things on here that they're able to do. So what would you do with an extra $800 a month? So you could help 3 people a month enroll with the challenge pack. And you guys can see this little graph here. Month 1, they would make $150 from commission because you make $50 per challenge pack. Month 2, they would make that $150 again with the 3 new people. And then all those people who got Shakeology again, they get $96, which is a total of $246. And then by month 3, they would have $150 again. And then those 6, so three Shakeology orders that reoccurred would be $192. So they make $396. So if someone is a success starter, if all their people stay on Shakeology, they can make $792 in their first 3 months as a coach. Or, like we talked about earlier, they can help 10 women start with $39 Beachbody on demand a month. And obviously by month 4, be making about $311. So either way, it's pretty amazing just what this business can do. So what now? So this is kind of where I round things out with coaches. So commit to your program and supplements, begin sharing your journey and inviting people to join you. I purposely make them wait. So on this call, I tell them I will not give them access to the Holy Hustle Academy until they have their first person. So once they have one person who wants to either purchase the challenge pack or get plugged in with BOD or whatever, then I will give them access to the training. It is because so many people feel like they have to know all the information before they start. And this business, so much of this business is just starting. So don't get overwhelmed. Take it one step at a time, one conversation at a time. But make sure that they start helping people immediately. So once we finish up this call, I go into that form again and just kind of go back to, so we went through all of that. So then we'll go through, their first goal is to help 3 people. So I'll kind of talk to them about that. So your first goal is to help 3 people. And once you have 3 people enrolled into the challenge group, then I will plug you into the Holy Hustle Academy. Again, I do this because I know that it is proven that the most successful coaches are coaches who just start. So then I walk them through the Fit for His Glory Sisters Google Drive. So I will show that to you guys really quickly. So basically, I give them all the tools that they need to get going in this business. So after our call, I send them this link. There it is. So on here, this is the Fit for His Glory Sisters Google Drive that you guys all have access to. But on here is the New Coach Essentials. On here, they'll find that business activity tracker for them to download and start doing every day or 5 days a week. They'll find the vital behaviors, but they'll also find the emails that I send to people. So I even have on here Instagram stories for promo that they can download and use to promote the challenge group. And then on here is like the first email for them to send people. So these are literally my email scripts that I send to people. So that way, once they can use these for promotion. And then once somebody wants to jump in, they'll send them this email. And once the person replies and said, yeah, I want package number 1, then they have the second email to send them. And this email breaks down like all the different options. What flavor do they want? And then all they have to do is go in and create the share card. Once they create the share card, they can send them this, which is their Getting Started Right document that just kind of walks them through how the group works. So everything is here in this Google Drive and makes it super easy for the coach just to get started. They don't have to worry about all the shiny stuff because the shiny stuff is already there for them. So let me just go back to this. Sorry guys, I'm changing the screen so much here. But yeah, so then I walk them through that and then I give them an assignment, and their assignment is to make a list of 30 to 50 people that they are going to start chatting with about the challenge group and or coaching. And then the assignment is to have done the next week is to write an Instagram post kind of announcing that they're starting a fitness business. I remind them not to get overwhelmed and just focus on helping people, and then we'll set up the call for the next week. So that's kind of the process of the Getting Started Right call and what I do with them. And then what I do is each week for the next 3 weeks after that, I try. It doesn't always happen, especially after this like week 2 call. It can be difficult to try to get on a call for week 3 and 4. But I really try to make it happen. Basically, these times I go over all the same things, go over their questions, check in on where they are with the challenge group, any like obstacles they're having, go over a list of how their conversations went, ask to see their business tracker from the week before, how many hours did they work their business that week, talk about Instagram, and then I'll give them an assignment to do a color wheel. All of the links are over here to the things that I give them as assignments for the next week. So the same questions are for the next week as well. The only thing is that the assignments are different, and then same thing for the last one on week 4 as well. So that's basically how it goes. And so once they've got those first few people, then I will plug them into the e-learning course for the Holy Hustle Academy, where they will walk through it, and it's self-paced, so they can kind of work through it on their own time. So that is my process for onboarding coaches. I just really try to keep it simple by giving them all the tools to use on Instagram stories and everything they need so they can just plug into my challenge group, get their people. But I really encourage people to start, because the scariest part of this business is inviting and getting people plugged in. But like I said in the beginning, you and your first challenger are your best marketing tool. There's a reason I post lists of the names of people who've jumped on our team or who've jumped in our challenge groups, and that's because people want to see real people. They can hear me all day talk about how I'm doing a challenge group and how these things are changing my life or changing lives of people on my team. But when they hear someone's story and they hear them say it themselves or they see someone's name, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, Caroline does have real people in her challenge group. Well, she does have real coaches. They're not just like make-believe people that she says are joining. Like, they see that real people, and they kind of get this FOMO. And so, you know, again, just get some people in your group. It's going to really help you. And honestly, at the end of the day, too, that's what makes this business fun, is working with people. If you are just doing it by yourself, or if you're sitting there promoting, and no one wants to hop in, it can get really discouraging. And so this will just help you, you know, keep the momentum going. So that is all I got tonight, ladies. Anybody have any questions? Apparently we're under a tornado warning. That's great. All right, well, let's snap a photo really quick, and then I'll let you guys go, and I should probably go check the weather really quick. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. Bye, all. All right, ladies. Thank you so much.